Among Us is one of the games that took the world by storm this year, becoming a streamer staple and providing a lot of people enjoyment and success over the past few months. The social deception party game from 2018 has attracted a whole new audience of gamers who want to play with their friends, make crazy plays, and overall have a good time. That being said, there are definite gripes that people have had with the game and their experiences while playing. I'm sure for various reasons, people feel compelled to play Among Us, whether due to peer pressure or wanting to play with their friends, or maybe even for content creation. However, if Among Us does make you feel uncomfortable to play for any reason, or if it leaves you frustrated, I just want to say or reinforce that you don't have to play it. It's okay to not play or want to play Among Us. I know that this can be a hard thing to really grasp onto for some people, especially when they are thrust into a situation where everyone they know is playing and they don't want to be left out or alone, but sometimes it's good to be reflective. Unfortunately, due to the nature of the game, as well as the influence of bigger creators on some of the audience, games of Among Us can definitely lead to people feeling sidelined, belittled, or even just frustrated at best. That's not to say that the bigger creators are playing the game wrong, or right even. No, not at all. But these creators play with people who opt into the ecosystems of their lobbies for all it's worth. All these players accept the kind of experience they're probably going to get from the game, good or bad, and play with that in mind. Even then, they can still feel these negative emotions and come away from it worse than they started. Seeing that, it's only reasonable that can happen to anyone playing. Some people might seem more built for the game, maybe due to having a lot of charisma or social capital, maybe because they lean more boisterous or loud, or maybe they're just really good at utilizing the game's core mechanics. They'll handle it well, and maybe even flourish in this atmosphere, but others might not. Maybe the quieter player that finds it hard to speak up among all the voices, or may not feel comfortable doing so. Maybe somebody who suffers from anxiety that flares up while playing, or maybe the person that finds having to lie rough. These players might try to force it and have a terrible time. They might also have to deal with toxic players who put them down or yell at them constantly if they mess up, or to overpower them. So with that in mind, it's good to know your own personal limits and comforts, and if you feel like Among Us isn't for you, then you can opt out of playing it. With that in mind though, it shouldn't just be left to the individuals to feel burnt and not want to play anymore, but also to the rest of the group to not allow this kind of behavior whenever possible. It's always good to set up house rules with the people you play with to try and weed out these undesirable dynamics before they even come up. Everyone deserves to enjoy the game and come out of it satisfied, and sometimes it might take a little initiative and teamwork to achieve it. Crafting an environment where people feel comfortable to play, no matter what kind of person they are, is a true ideal. In the end of the day, Among Us is a social game, and thus is a very inconsistent experience. It could be really fun or really frustrating, and overall it's up to the player to determine whether the downsides outweigh the positives. Take charge of your own experience and don't let others rope you into doing something that won't make you happy. You deserve to have a good time gaming, and if you or people around you can craft that, then amazing. You can be that person in your lobby, creating a good environment for the group. But even with that in mind, you don't have to play Among Us if you don't want to, and that's perfectly okay. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Comment down below with your thoughts as well. See y'all again soon. Peace.